So let's discuss about the Renaissance. Renaissance means revival of thinking. This was a time in Europe and the other part of the world when the monarchy was very much prevalent in as government, and people wants that the supremacy of the king and unnecessarily supremacy of religious leaders policies should be changed. So they inquire the question against that. During that time, many of the superstitious and orthodoxy practices were also goes on. So people started to think against this, as well as they started to question against that, and this was brought many new changes in the modern period. The another term, or we can say another main feature, was industrial revolution. Now, what is the industrial revolution? Industrial revolution means that machines were developed and the goods were made in very few period of time with the use of power and machines. So machines were invented, and many industries were set up during that time. Now, within a few period of time, within less time, much and many goods were made, and it brought into the market. That has actually brought the change in the people life. So this is also we will study in this chapter, that what was the industrial revolution and what was the impact on other part of the country or other part of the world of the industrial revolution. The another term is exploration. It means at this time many inventions and discoveries were held. Many new places, people started to move to find out the new places. So many new places were discovered. People started to go, or kings started to sponsor the new voyages, and many travelers were started their journey to find the new sea routes. For example, uh, within this time only the Columbus has find out the new way for the America. That as then Vasco da Gama was there, who find out the new east route to the from Europe to India. Magley was one of the traveler. So in this way, many of the explorer were there, uh, who has discovered the many new sea routes. Then invention also took place in this period itself, which has changed the people life. Inventions make the people life more easy. Communication was very much fast, and uh, it changed the life, social life, as well as the economical life of the people. The another term is urbanization. Urbanization means movement of the people from village to town. So as the industrial revolution took place, many of the industries were developed, and people started to move to find the new jobs opportunities into the cities, and in this way people started to settle from or migrate from village to town. With the same time, after some of the time, we can say the another term which is just opposite to this, that is deurbanization. So deurbanization, it means just opposite to urbanization. Actually, when the industrial revolution took place, so it was seems a very uh, big opportunities for the people to find out the new job opportunities into the cities and towns. But on contrary, after some of the time, people found that the jobs and uh, their livelihood, they could not get their livelihood in the village because of the different policies of the rulers, and bad policy, we can say that bad policies or bad decisions taken by the rulers makes the decline into the economical progress, and because of that reason the de-urbanization took place. That also we will study in our coming chapters. The next term is it is socialism. The next term is socialism, which is also a very important feature of the modern period. Socialism was actually brought from the Russia, and it was spread into the other part of the world. There the people stressed on the equal distribution of the resources. So socialism means the a government in which stress on equal distribution of resources among the people. Another term which we need to discuss, that is imperialism and colonialism. Now colonialism means this term is used for many of the European countries. Actually, because of the industrial revolution, many of the countries had to find out the new sea routes, and they get the different business opportunities to the other country. So the trade first started with that, and slowly these powerful countries started to control the other country. So colonialism means controlling of one of the country by the other powerful country and exploited their resources. Like we have the example, India was one of the colony of the British. British was one of the big power at that time, and they have made colony to India. So they exploited the resources of India at the full extent, but not thinking about to do the welfare work for the people also. In the same way, that imperialism is also one of the another term. This is also somehow same with the colonialism, but here one of the country has a control over the economical development and economical aspects. Like Japan was an imperial country or imperial that unit for the by the British. The British, there was a king, but the British has a imperial rule on Japan. The next term is humanism. This is also one of the very important term to for in the modern period. To understand this, we can say that it was a time when people started to inquire about the monopoly of the rulers, monopoly of the religious leaders, and during that time the society was actually divided in the different states. Like in India, if we will talk, so we find that during that time the kings were there, then nobles were there, then common people were there, and the common people were exploited at that time, uh, which we can compare that time with the medieval and ancient time, when the society was divided in a four varnas. So later that four varnas system was continuously, and in this four varnas there were the Kshatriyas, then Kshatriyas, Brahmins were there, then Vaishyas were there, and Shudras were there. So Shudras were the category which were always lagged behind in the progress, because they were deprived from their basic rights and education and all that. And in all the era we have seen that how they were discriminated. So this time this discrimination or the behavior or the position of, we can say, behavior of the people against the Shudras and this category or the position of the Shudras or the other common people in society, the people have question against that why they have to be face such type of problem, why they are discriminated. And in this way, many of the social reformers were there who were come ahead to find out the solution for this, and to remove the evil practices from the society. And that has helpful in rose the humanism. Humanism means manavta. So people started to think that the evil practices which are not in the favor of the people, which should really uh, stopped, and humanism should be spread. And the next topic which we are going to discuss, that is the last topic of the characteristic of the modern period, that is nationalism. It is very important term. Nationalism means love for one of their homeland, love or pride, feeling of love and pride for the homeland of one person or a human. So it means in whichever the country we are living, we have pride and love for our nation. It's related to the patriotism. It shows that how the feeling of patriotism was rose among the people. If we take the example of India, so this nationalism feeling only brought the revolution in the people's mind, and later that was converted into the struggle for the independence of nation. In the same manner, this nationalism was rose into the Russia, and Russian revolution was took place. French revolution was also one of the resultant of the nationalism rose among the people. So this was actually the characteristic of the modern period. Now we are going to discuss the another topic. Here you can see that you can see here modern period and overview. So what, as we have discussed that the main features of the modern period were different, which we have discussed right now. So here once again we have a look of that. So modern period in the Europe began with the European Renaissance, which lead the emphasis on the spirit of inquiry. Here I already explained you that the people started to think against the system which was goes on. People started to question against the power of the king. They believed that the king should not hold all the power. It should be separated among the people, as well as people should also have the rights, as well as whatever the practices goes on, people rejected to follow that blindfoldedly and question against that. Like some of the countries were there where the uh, clergy group, like if we take the example of France, so we'll find that the clergy group which was belonging to the church, that group was very much powerful. And sometime in many of the country, this clergy group were having the interfere in the rule, also in the government formation in the government, while policies were made. So they acquire a very important position, and their interference was there in making the laws and policies. People started to inquire against them, that why they are more powerful, why the common people are not having the rights. So this was actually the face of the Renaissance. We will study about this in a coming chapter. Then revival of the interest in the life of the human being led to the humanism. Like we have many of the reformers who has worked for the eradication of the evil practices. Like Raja Ram Mohan Roy has worked hard for the removal of or abolishment of the sati pratha. Then Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar was there. Jyotiba Phule was there. These were the reformers who has worked for women education and women anticipation. They wanted that women should hold a important position in the country. At least whatever their rights are there, that should be given to them, and respect should get by the women in the society. So in this way, as well as many of the reformers were there, like Mahatma Gandhi, B.R. Bhimrao Ambedkar. They have worked for the untouchability, against the untouchability, for the rights for the Harijan. So in this way, the humanism was spread during that time. Then here it is given in 1453 CE, the Turk control of the overtrade and routes. So now here, previously the Europeans use many of the land routes for their trade and commerce. But because that was a time of colonialism, many of the country control the other country, and in this way, whenever one country control the other country, they usually acquire the control on the this trade routes also. So sometimes the other countries find difficulties that how they will go through the trade, and because of that, there was another option with them, that they had to find out the new sea routes. And in this way, we have discussed that how the invention and discoveries were took place. The zest of adventure initiated by the movement called Renaissance also encouraged the long sea voyages. Many of the Spanish, like many of the explorers were there who started their journey and find out the new sea route. As we have already discussed about that, you can read in this one. Vasco da Gama, this is the picture of Vasco da Gama, who discovered the sea route to the India and traveled around the continent of the Africa in 1498. Here you can see imperialism is a systematic control of territory, political system and economic life of a less powerful country by the more powerful country. Now let's discuss about new geographical category. It means that as the development was held into all over the world because of the industrial revolution, people started to trade with the other country, and because of that, they spread their trade to the other part of the continents and the world. That was brought a remarkable progress in many of the country. But as we know that in every condition or in every business or something or work, there is a sometime situation of saturation. So here also it was found that because of the industrial revolution, initially it is appreciated, as well as it was progressed a lot in many of the country. People involved with the production of goods by the machine and power, but later they found that the production was more, and now the demand was decreased, because many of the countries, almost all the European countries adopted the industrial revolution, and because of that, now they have the enough good which they can develop in their own country. So now they require the market to go and sell their product. For that, actually they started to move towards the other continent and other countries for their business purpose. So in this you will read about that, and that how the other countries move towards the this powerful country started to move towards the other country and make the colony to the to these countries. Actually, initially, like if we take the example of India, so Britishers came to our India for the trade purpose first. The main purpose was only the trade, but later when they found that the resources are very rich in India, and they started to think that there uh, in the king there is a very uh, in different kingdoms there is no unity actually, and they understood this thing that we can take the advantages of the situation, and in this way they started to apply their divide and rule policy, and through this they entered uh, to become a ruler from the trader. So initially they have acquired the control on a Bengal, and later they have extended their territory. As a result, the India become the colony of the British. Now the race of capturing the new unexplored area resulted in the establishment of the various colonies of the European power in different part of the world. So in this way, the new geographical area was emerged, means the new territories were formed. Here you can see America, North America, South America. Here this is the Europe, Africa. Means this was a time when people started to move for the business purpose, but later they have started to control over these areas.